Hey, this is Blind Fox. Welcome at the second part of the SANDF Menu 5 or Day 5 review. We're going to do lunch and dinner. Steve 1999 also reviewed this menu. There was minor differences between his menu and mine. We had the same mains, but different porridges and different dried fruit snacks. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please click on the bottom right hand corner. If you want to donate some money, you can go and buy me some vouchers at MRE Mountain, USA. My email address is on the About tab of my channel. So let's get started with lunch and dinner of Menu 5 SANDF 24-hour ration. We're going to have the 150 grams of pap. It comes in a sleeve and all the ingredients of the different starches are listed on the outside. We're going to have the 200 grams of mutton stew. All the ingredients are also listed for all the 200 gram meals. The preparation instructions are at the back for both of these main meals or components of the main meal. Pap is eaten normally with a saucy or a saucy dish. It doesn't have a lot of flavor in it. It's just an accompaniment, but we'll get to that later. We're going to have the chicken noodle snack. We're going to have the tropical isotonic drink. The ingredients and preparation instructions are also at the back. We might use the cheese. It's the same one we had at breakfast. We also might use the tomato sauce or ketchup. We have some gum. We've got a bit of salt if we need it. And we have some super C's. I just used the bag to put them in. You most likely are supposed to use these bags for drinks, but they are so flimsy that I'm not going to take the risk of spilling the drink all over the place. If you have nothing else to mix your drink in, you might use the bags, but these bags are notorious for springing a leak. They are not very durable. I'll go and heat this stuff up and be back. There's a cup of water in my bottle. This is tropical. There is no 10 notches in this bag, so we'll have to cut it. It says a tropically smell. You can't really smell what fruit is in there. You can see it turned orange. There is no 10 notches on the chicken soup. This just look and smell like normal chicken instant soup. You can see there's some spaghetti inside there. I'm going to add some water to this and I'll be back. The first thing we're going to look at is the pap. This is much softer than it was before I heated it up. Pap is fine maize that is eaten for mostly lunch or dinner. It's eaten with a savory saucy dish. It's normally much stiffer than the porridge you get at breakfast. This is an old SADF cup. I'm not sure if the new ones look the same. These are old SADF cutlery. You can see this is quite fine. It's still in a bit of a sheet form, but it's very fine. I'm going to keep the pap and the mutton stew separately. You can see slightly see the grains. You can see it's a very stiff. It's got a very stiff consistency. It's not particularly flavorful. but it's not supposed to be. You can taste the individual grains. It's nice and stiff, as it should be, to better absorb the sauciness of whatever dish is served with it. This is mutton stew. Mutton is, or lamb is eaten, or mutton and lamb is eaten quite a lot in South Africa. It's very popular. It has got a cuminy savoury smell and does smell somewhat tomatoey. You can see the extreme sauciness of this dish. Let's taste this without the pop. It tastes a bit bland. It's got some definite tomatoey taste. It's not very salty, but I won't add some more salt. It might just make it too salty. Let's add some of the pop. I'm not going to add all the pop. I'm just going to taste a bit of it here. Let's taste some. The pop gives a bit of more structure to the lamb stew. This tomato sauce is extremely weak and it's not very flavorful. Or ketchup. I'm not going to add it to the dish. It's not really going to complement it. You can add some of the cheddar to the dish. Let's try some cheese with the stew. This cheese are just normally cheddar flavored processed cheese. The cheese does add a nice cheesy flavor to this. This is a nice light stew. Let's check out the soup. You can see there is some vegetables as well in this snack. There is definitely nice pasta. It's a bit thick. Let's take a taste. This have a nice chickeny taste. The pasta is nice and rehydrated. Let's check out the tropical drink. You can see it's a quite vivid artificial orange. It smells like a mixture of fruits. You can't really identify the individual fruits. They might be pineapple, they might be mango, they might be orange. The taste, it tastes sweet. It just tastes like indeterminable fruit. Cool drink. You really can't identify what's in there, which is most likely a good thing if you don't like a lot of weird tasting fruit. This is just the salt that we're not going to use. You can suck on these super seeds for quite a long time, and there's quite enough to last you through the rest of the day. This looks like a guava one. Oh, sorry, this looks like a grenadella one, or passion fruit. You can see it's quite, you can't really break this. This does have a passion fruity taste, or grenadella taste. If you bite down on it, it turns into a sugary substance. If you suck on it, it will last a long time. It just tastes like, it's very nice, somewhat astringent, so it will help with keeping your thirst down. This is just normal menthol gum. I'm not gonna take it out again. There's 2 pieces in there. It's just normal stimmerol. This is extraordinarily strong. I'm still gonna finish some food. So if this will basically ruin your taste for a while. They say it's horse menthol, and they mean it. If you have a cold, it's a wonderful way to clear all your sinuses. A lot of people don't like this. Let's just look at the soup again. This is a nice light chickeny taste. You can see the vegetables. There's some vegetables in there. This is a nice light meal. The mutton stew isn't flavored extraordinarily a lot, so it's nice. It might have done with some rosemary or something in there as well. The pop is just normal bland pop as it should be. You don't flavor the pop. You get a type of what they call a pop pie or something like that, where you get layers of pop and tomato and onion, mushrooms, bacon and cheese. That's a totally different dish, but normal pop, it's not like something you flavor, it's just normally bland. It's supposed to be a backdrop for a stew. The isotonic drink just tastes like sweet cool drink. It doesn't really have a, you can't really taste what type of fruit there is. The Super Cs are nice as always, and the cheese are just regular cheese. So that was lunch. See you at dinner. Welcome at dinner. We are going to have the 300 grams chicken biryani. We're going to have the 50 grams of vanilla lactose-free nutritional shake. The instructions and the preparations are at the back. All the ingredients and the preparation instructions are at the back. We're going to have a bit of chutney. This is a very light fruit chutney. We're going to do the rooibos tea. They don't say which make it is. We're going to have some gum, and there is some sugar, salt and creamer if we want it. These bags are most likely to be used to mix stuff in. I'm not going to use the bag for that purpose because they are notorious for springing leaks and I don't want to spill stuff all over the place. The other stuff that's still in the box is the water purification sachet, which I'm not going to use. This is like this is just the powder you add to your water and let it stand for a bit. I don't have any water here I need to purify. Lion, it's just normal Lion matches. It is commercially available. It's just ordinary matches. It's not stormproof. It's quite easy to light. These are available everywhere. It's a shame that there isn't any stormproof matches because they do blow out quite easily. But sometimes if you use two together, they sort of last a bit longer in the wind. And then you get 8 of these fuel tablets. These are little round white fuel tablets. They don't have a particularly strong smell. They don't smell like fish or some of the others do. They burn for approximately 10 to 15 minutes depending on how strong the wind is. And they give off enough heat to warm up a 300 gram food sachet or food pouch. I tested them in a video together with the stove provided in the fireman's pack, and it worked quite well. It wasn't very saucy food, so it was quite compact, so it took a bit of heat to heat it up, but they worked pretty well. I'm not going to use them to heat up the food. I'll go and heat this up and prepare the rest, and then I'll be back. Okay, let's prepare the drinks quickly. You can see they provided a nice peelable seal bag or a reusable seal bag for the rooibos tea to keep it nice and dry. Rooibos tea is made from a local bush type of plant. It grows in the Western Cape and some Eastern Cape regions, in the fynbos region. They harvest the whole bush and then they grind up both the stems and leaves for the tea. It's a nice reddish color. It doesn't have such a strong taste as normal black tea. I'll just add water to it. You do get rooibos in different flavors. There's some with stuff added, lemon, honey and other types of mixes. But this is just plain rooibos. Let's do the lactose-free nutritional shake. This don't have 10 notches. It's just a white powder. It's got a vanilla smell. This does contain some starch. I'm going to use a little bit of hot water to start the mixing process, else the starch doesn't really mix in well, and then I'll use cold water for the rest. This is the old SADF cup. I'm just going to use it for the food today. This is old SADF cutlery set. I'm going to use my fork to mix the lactose-free drinks and see it mixes easier. I'm just going to pour water in this and then I'll be back. Okay, I've mixed the lactose-free drink. The cup is larger than a normal 250 ml, as they said, so this is why the cup is not full. You can see the reddish color to the rooibos tea. I'll just put it aside to steep a bit. There you can see the nice red color of the rooibos. You can see it's much redder than normal tea. I've heated this chicken biryani up in boiling water. You can see it sort of boils off the name and stuff on the label. This is a curry dish. All the South African menus, or the SANDF menus, includes at least one curry dish. This here, it's got 10 notches and it tears quite easily. You get the curry smell to this. You get the curry smell. You can see there's stuff inside. It's yellow of color. There's the food. There's nice big chicken pieces in there. You can see there's chicken and rice and some other stuff, I think. It's a nice curry. It does have a burn. It does have a slightly more burn than some of the other curries, but it's still light in flavor. There's real chicken pieces. This is not prefab chicken. This is real chicken. It tastes like chicken breast. It's large pieces. It's a bit dry. It's not as saucy as some of the other dishes where you have your main and your starch separately. The other dishes is a bit more saucy. This is a bit dry for me. It would have been nicer if the chicken was in a bit smaller pieces, that it's not so dry and a bit more saucy. But it tastes quite nice. The chutney has got 10 notches. It's a very light sweet chutney. There's a bit on the biryani. It does add some sweetness to the dish. There is so little chutney that you really can't season your whole dish with it. But the bit you can season, it's very sweet. It enhances the curry a bit. It increases sauciness a little bit, but there's so little chutney that you can't really season your whole dish. I'm not going to add the salt. I don't think it needs it. It still would be nice. It's a nice curry. It just needed a bit more sauce to it. You can see the rooibos has turned very dark now. It's got a lighter herb smell than normal tea. It also has a lighter taste. It's not as bitter. It's very fragrant. It's nice. It's more herb. The rooibos tastes more herb-like than normal tea. It misses that. It doesn't have that astringent bitterness that black tea has. This is the lactose-free drink. If you use a bit of hot water in the beginning, you get rid of that starchy foam layer. It tastes very vanilla-y. It still has the somewhat thick starchy taste. You do still get a maize starch taste in it, but it doesn't have that extraordinarily foam layer on top. It does mix as more fruited drink. It is a funny texture. It's a bit thick. You do taste the cornstarch in it. It's just a vanilla cornstarchy drink. It's a bit sweet. You can use this as a pudding or to close your meal with. It's nice. It would have been nicer if it was more starch and can be like a pudding, or thicken up more, like a mousse type of thing, but it's just a somewhat thick drink. I'm not sure if they are trying to simulate Nkomas or Macho with this. It is sort of a fermented thick milk drink, but this is not fermented and it's not really very thick, so I don't know why they add thickener to this and not just keep it a normal vanilla drink, but it's there. The gum is the same we had at lunch and breakfast. It's just two Stimmerol bricks. It's, as I said, all menthol flavor. It's extraordinarily strong. I'm still going to finish this, so I'm not going to eat this now. You really spoil your taste buds for a while if you have this. So that is, and I'm not going to use the sugar and the salt and the creamer. So that was dinner. Overall, it's a nice light dinner. I normally do the light meal at lunch, but I decided to do it at dinner today. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to donate, do so. You can if you want to be a patron, I've got a Patreon channel or Patreon link. It's in the description below. If you want to shop at MRE Mountain, the link is also in the description below. If you want to watch Steve 1989's review of this ration, I'll also add a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the review of SANDF Menu or Day 5 with me. See you for the next review.